Marhaba, this is Abdulrahman from the Arabiker. In the previous two videos, we talked about the conjugation of the past verb al-madi in both MSA and the spoken dialect, specifically Palestinian Jordanian dialect. In this video, we will discuss how to conjugate present verb al-mudari' in modern standard Arabic MSA al-fusha. Before going into our topic here, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that Arabic verbs have so many patterns. A single video showing you how to conjugate one verb, one pattern is not really enough. Rather, you need to familiarize yourself with these verb patterns. So make sure you grab our free support material in the description box. This material will function as a reference for you for these different conjugations for different patterns. Alright, our approach in this video, just like what we did in the previous two, is that we will list down the conjugations of a specific verb taken from our Arabic Essentials material. Make sure you grab it if you haven't done that yet, and then we will talk about the observations of these different conjugations. First, let's discuss some terminologies here like we always do. So for this word that we have here, tasrif, maybe you're familiar with it now because we discussed it in the previous two videos. It's the conjugation tasrif al-mudari', contrary to the al-madi, present form, and we are discussing it in al-fusha, fusha MSA, the standard Arabic. By referring to our Arabic Essentials material, we can see a verb such as عرف يعرف المعرفة, to know. As explained in the material, the first word that we have here is al-madi, which we discussed how to conjugate in the previous two videos, and the second word that we have here is al-mudari', which is the present form, our hero in this video. We will discuss it, and this word here is something we called verbal noun, al-masdar. You might have noticed that in the present form al-mudari' we added this prefix here. In comparison to the past form al-madi, araf, we added this ya to the same three letters. Of course, you need to pay attention to other changes that are happening within the verb, some inflectional changes. Araf, for example, the ayn becomes with sukoon in this form, ya'rif, and the ra becomes kasra. So it's a very good idea to have a reference material that you can review until these conjugations for different patterns become natural to you. That is the purpose of our free support material for verb patterns that we have in the description box. Let's now list down the pronouns that we have learned in MSA, and we will see how to conjugate al-mudari', the present form, of the verb according to these pronouns. So for ana, we have to say أعرف, أنا أعرف, I know. For نحن, نعرف, we know. For أنت, تعرف, you masculine know. For أنت, تعرفين or تعرفين, you feminine know. For أنتم, we have تعرفون or تعرفون. For هو, we have يعرف. For هي, we have تعرف. For whom, we have يعرفون. Follow me on this. أنا أعرف, نحن نعرف, أنت تعرف, أنت تعرفين, أنتم تعرفون, هو يعرف, هي تعرف, هم يعرفون. Okay, pause the video now, write down any observations you noticed, and then we will discuss these observations. The first thing that you might have noticed is that in present form conjugation al-mudari', we added these prefixes as we said earlier about the nature of a present form al-mudari'. A, na, ta, تعرفين, ta, تعرفون, ya, يعرف, تعرف, يعرفون. But we change the prefix according to the subject, to the doer, to the pronoun. Also, for some conjugations, we also added some suffixes. So it's not only about prefixes, but also it's about suffixes, like the case of anti. Anti تعرفين. We add this in. أنتم تعرفون. هم يعرفون. So in present form conjugation, it's mainly about the prefix, but also you need to pay attention to the suffix in some cases. The second thing that you might have noticed is the conjugation of he, هو, which is identical to the verb here. Let me repeat what I said in the past conjugations video. While in Arabic we don't have such a thing called an infinitive verb, we can say that the conjugation of huwa is the simplest form of conjugation. That is why we use the conjugation of huwa to represent the form in different tenses and forms. As in here, عرف, past, يعرف. It's actually conjugated for huwa. Huwa, عرف, he knew. Huwa, يعرف, he knows. The third thing that you might have noticed is that all of the second person conjugations, anta, anti, antum, have the letter ta. Just like what we said for the past conjugation videos. This ta is consistently there in Arabic to indicate the second person conjugation. The fourth thing that you might have noticed is that for the conjugation of here, we added the prefix ta on the verb ta'arif as well to indicate that the doer is feminine. However, this makes the conjugation of here, ta'arif, identical to the conjugation of anta. Anta ta'arif, hiya ta'arif. Identical. So in this case, we have to rely on the context to figure out who the doer or the subject of the verb is. As always, and in general, you need to memorize and keep practicing these conjugations until they become natural to you. Another reminder here that you don't have to say the pronoun to indicate who's doing it. In Arabic, we can suffice with the conjugation by itself. أعرف, I know. I don't have to say أنا أعرف. نعرف, I don't have to say نحن نعرف. نعرف, we know. تعرفون, you all know. I don't have to say أنتم all the way long. Lastly, I would like you to note that this is the simple conjugation of a present verb. That is, let's call it regular verb. In this basic series, we will not touch upon the verb 10 forms, for example, or some morphological aspects of some verbs, such as initial weak verbs, hollow verbs, final weak verbs, etc., which we will be covering in other series in the future, inshallah. Here's another reminder for you to check out the free support material that we have in the description box. It's a reference for you for these different conjugations that will help you practice and familiarize yourself with different verbs from different forms and patterns that you can use as model verbs so that you can conjugate new similar verbs. Okay, if you found this video useful, please like it, subscribe to our channel, and share it with other Arabic learners. Check out our website for other Arabic learning services that we offer. Also, follow us on social media. We post some useful Arabic material there. Salam.